Okay, listen up. I'm going to let you in on a little secret with sports betting. You do not need to be some kind of sports prophet in order to profit thousands of dollars betting on sports. Now, if this is you, it's probably time to start changing because obviously you're looking for help on sports betting. No one is going to be sitting here with an earpiece telling you exactly which every single play you should be taking with tips from the future or even running around trying to hack into some secret NFL playbook. Because trust me, I would be sipping on a cold brew from a Starbucks franchise that I owned if I had that kind of power. But here's the real kicker. You don't need to predict the future to make serious money. In fact, trying to predict every single game, it's indeed a recipe for disaster and stress. And honestly, you'll probably be hitting that deposit now button a lot more often. There's a smarter, less stressful way, and I am here to show you exactly how in this video. You see, most people think successful betting is all about predicting the outcomes. And if you're watching this, you've probably been there before. You've got your bets lined up, you're feeling really good, and then the underdog pulls off the miracle and your lock of the week is just totally shattered. And honestly, so is your ego. Now, I'm saying that because that's a place that I used to be at as well. However, this is where things start to get really interesting. Profitable sports betting isn't about getting every bet right all the time. I know that sounds crazy, right? You're probably thinking, DJ, isn't that the whole point of sports betting? Guess the winner, take home the cash? Sure, but that's also a narrow-minded mindset because it's not about being right this time. It's about being right over time. And that mindset is exactly what separates bettors who make thousands from those who are kind of essentially just throwing darts at the wall. It's about understanding the numbers, playing the right strategy, and giving yourself the edge in order to come out on top every single play. So let me tell you a quick story. When I first got into sports betting, I was that guy, the one that kind of thought that he was like Tony Romo and could call almost every single play and how it was going to run. I had my research, my stats, my gut feelings, and then guess what? Before time, I was like, man, I'm actually losing quite a bit. But I also started to realize that's not the real game here when we're sports betting. And if you're relying on those magical predictions like I was to make money in the long run, I hate to break it to you, but it's not sustainable, right? You might hit a 25x here and there with that strategy, but over the long run, you'll end up giving that money right back to Prize Picks, right back to Underdog, or whatever sports books you've decided to bet on. So that's what kind of opened my eyes up to positive EV betting. And I remember when I first started positive EV betting, I was, of course, hesitant. I mean, the idea that you could win without predicting the future, that just felt a little too easy. But the more I dove in, the more I saw the results, it was fascinating. I wasn't winning every single bet. Some days were definitely rougher than others, and even some weeks were very rough, right? But it's over time that I started to see those positive EV bets add up every single week. And here's the coolest part. You do not need perfect predictions. Heck, you don't even need a 60% win rate to make money. You just need to place smart bets where the odds are giving you value. It's like going to a grocery store and there's two different boxes of cereal. Same brand, same size. The only difference, one's $3, one is $5. Well, which one are you buying? For me, I'm buying the $3 one, obviously, right? It's the same brand, same size. The only thing is it's cheaper. Well, betting is the exact same concept. We're not trying to guess which box of cereal is going to be the most delicious. We're just trying to see which one we could pay less for the exact same thing. And that idea is called plus EV betting or positive expected value. It sounds all fancy and complicated, but let me break it down for you. Think of it like this. If you were to be flipping a coin and I told you, hey, I'll pay you $1.50 for every time that it lands on heads, but you have to pay me only $1 if it lands on tails. You'd probably want to sit there and flip that coin all day long because you know that the odds are in your favor. You make 50 cents more every time it lands on heads. So why would I not want to flip that coin over time? And that's essentially, again, what plus EV betting is. You're betting on outcomes where the odds are in your favor, where the sports books odds suggest that you're actually getting a lot better deal than they're giving you credit for. It's not about knowing what's going to happen. It's about finding situations where over time, the math is actually on your side. And I know the thought that's probably going through your mind, well, DJ, hey, this sounds great, but how am I supposed to find these magical bets? I mean, it's not like sportsbooks are out here sending us coupons like, hey, here's 50% off of your easy win. I wish that was happening, right? Well, thankfully, there's an answer to your question, and that's where tools like Daily Grind Fantasy come in. The resources and platforms like Daily Grind Fantasy that are going to help you find positive EV betting opportunities. And again, I use them every single day, almost every single hour, and they do all of the heavy lifting, scanning the sports books, finding the mispriced odds, and all that you have to do in order to find these profitable bets. It really is like having a personal shopper for these value bets. And trust me, these tools are going to make a difference in your success when sports betting. So with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at Daily Grind Fantasy's optimizer tool and what they offer. So as you can see here, this is their optimizer tool. We are currently looking at their Prize Picks book here, but you can see that they offer so much different stuff. Now, this first play here, this Luke McCaffrey, we are getting such good value on. Right now, we can go on to Prize Picks and take his over 10.5 receiving yards because as you can see here, all of these other books are offering the same exact line at 20.5. That is a 10-yard difference from what we're currently getting on Prize Picks. So again, if you think about this like the cereal situation, where can I get the cheapest box of cereal, but it's the same exact player prop, right? We are looking at Luke McCaffrey's receiving yards. Well, Prize Picks is offering it at the cheapest of 10.5. If you wanted to buy this same prop at any other market or whatever, it's at 20.5. And that's, again, the same exact thing whenever we're positive EV betting. Now, thankfully, again, Daily Grind is able to do this with so many different leagues and sports and everything else. We see some NCAA football on here, some League of Legends, and then MLB. We're getting into the NBA season now, so these boards are really going to start to load up for us. Now, again, there is a way to use this tool with Fidelity, and there are plenty of other videos that you can be watching to see how to use Daily Grind Fantasy's tools, so I highly suggest you check that out. Now, by using these tools like Daily Grind Fantasy, I'm not saying that you're going to win every single bet. That's not how positive EV betting works, and you need to understand that. In fact, some people get the idea in their head like, oh, if I just make a couple of positive EV bets a week, I'll be swimming in cash. Yeah, no, that's not how this works at all. Look, I hate to break it to you, but you need volume and a lot of volume. Betting once or twice a week is like trying to win the lottery with one ticket. You've got to place multiple bets to get those numbers to work on your side. And if you're thinking, hey, again, DJ, hold up. What if I lose like 10 bets in a row? Well, first off, welcome to sports betting, my friend. You're going to have those days, and as I mentioned before, you're going to even have those weeks where nothing is going right. You swear the universe is conspiring against you, and somehow Patrick Mahomes has forgotten to throw a football all of a sudden. But the idea of positive EV betting is betting in volume. By betting in volume, it helps you to ride out the variance when you have these bad days and these bad weeks. Just because you lose a couple of bets doesn't mean your strategy is wrong. In fact, losing is a part of the process. Betting on positive EV situations means that over time, that is a word you will hear all the time when you hear about positive EV, is in order to be profitable over time, the odds are going to tilt in your favor. It's a long game. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. If you're looking for that, you might want to go back and start working on those scratch-offs, or maybe even take the Jackson Mahomes route and become a TikTok star. Obviously, that worked out very well for him. So here's the big takeaway. You don't need to predict the future to win thousands of dollars in sports betting. You don't need to call every game perfectly or have some really ridiculous insight into the sports world. What you do need is the ability to find value in the odds to place enough bets to let the numbers work for you. You might not be a wizard, but trust me, with the right strategy, it can feel very magical. Now, again, if you are still on the fence and want to dive deeper into how I'm finding these positive EV bets, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you found this video useful, also drop a like there as well. Any questions, put those in the comments below, and I will be getting to those in future videos. Anyways, though, best of luck to y'all in your betting futures. If you want to use the code BENCH to get 25% off of your first month with Daily Grind Fantasy's optimizer tool or AI slip generator, then I highly suggest that, because that it will be one of the very first steps into becoming a profitable sports bettor. Anyways, though, see y'all in the next one.